Hey everybody, how y'all doing on today? I'm so excited to be with you on today. My name is Larry Thorne Jr. I work at Killian Elementary School as the Killian Drumline Coordinator and the drum set instructor for the 21st Century program there at Killian Elementary School. I'm excited to be here with you on today. As you can see, I'm a little bit winded here from what you just saw here, a little solo there. But nevertheless, we're going to be teaching you today on how to play drums and the different aspects of the drums. Now, I know you're probably saying, now, Mr. Thorne, wait one moment here. Wait one moment. You're going to be teaching us to do what you just did on that drum set? Kinda, because I know some of y'all are probably saying, well, Mr. Thorne, there's no way in this world I can do that. It's just impossible for me to learn how to play drums. Well, see, that's the problem right there. That's the problem right there. You're already talking negative. We got to start using some positive affirmations. Before we even get started with the lesson, first of all, I need you to say, I will be able to learn how to play drums. All right, that's a good start right there. We got to make that positive affirmation on today before we can move forward, because confidence is such a key factor in learning how to play drums. All right, so with that in mind, the first thing that we're going to start off with here, we're going to let's say it like this. What you're going to be learning today is about the different aspects of the drums here that you see. We learn about different aspects of the drums, the functions and the purpose of each drum. And then also, you're going to be learning specifically about the single stroke drum roll. All right, now that's one of the 40 drum rudiments. Now, yes, there's 40. We're only learning one today. And some may say this is a little difficult, but in my honest opinion, this is the most easiest drum rudiment out there, the single stroke roll. So let's get started, all right? Because by the end of this lesson, what I want you to be able to do is to be able to know the different functions of each part of the drum, and then of course, be able to demonstrate that single stroke roll on your own. All right, so that's what we want to accomplish on today, okay? So let's get started here, all right? All right, move my headphones out the way. All right, so first we're going to start with the hi-hat cymbals here. The hi-hat cymbals here gives us a nice crisp sound. These are 14-inch hi-hats. All of these cymbals are of the Sabian family, but this hi-hat gives you a nice crisp sound right there. Then we have our crash cymbal up here. This is actually a 17-inch crash cymbal right here. All right, then we have our 15-inch crash cymbal right here. And then we have our 20-inch ride cymbal right here. All right, and if you're wondering why they call them crash cymbals, it's because you crash on them. All right, and then let's move down here to some familiar pieces that you know down here. Now you know what this is right here. If you haven't seen this before, this is our snare drum. Our snare drum, you've probably seen a lot in marching band or in your different band classes at school and whatnot. This is our snare drum here. All right. Then we have the first tom, second tom, and the floor tom. Now I know you're probably saying, well, Mr. Thorne, why are they called toms? Why are they called toms? Well, listen, they could have called it Billy. They could have called it Junior. They could have called it anything, but they call it toms, so we're going to call it toms. That's the term that they use, so we're using that as well. So that's our first tom, second tom, third tom, and they come in different sizes, as you can see. We have a first tom that's a 10-inch. Our second tom here is a 12-inch, and our third tom here, which is the floor tom, is a 14-inch. And of course, because of the sizes, it makes a different sound. So you want your 10-inch to sound like this. And then it gets a little bit lower with the 12. And then it gets a little lower with the 14. All right, makes a nice little melody. That's what you want to hear when you're playing it, that doom, 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 doom. All right. Then of course we got the big one down here. This is our 18 by 22 floor drum down here. You can see it there and you can hear it here. All right, that's gonna give us that nice punch, the nice bass, that nice bottom end while we're playing and whatnot. So we got that, and of course these are the cymbal stands. Of course the cymbals wouldn't be able to do what they do unless they had cymbal stands. So yes, the cymbals have purpose, but they need help. They need these cymbal stands, all right, to hold them up and be able to hold them as we're playing them. There's been a lot of instances where I played, and if those cymbal stands are not holding up these cymbals tightly, they can fall. That's happened a couple of times. Yeah, that's happened. You don't want that to happen. All right. And then of course, now the bass drum just can't operate by itself. We have the foot pedal down here. It's a DW 9000 foot pedal here. A good friend of mine gave that to me there. We have that there. Of course, that allows us to be able to hit it because you don't kick it. It's called the kick drum. Let me clarify that now. It's called the kick drum, but do not kick the drum. Do not kick the drum. If you do that, you're gonna mess around and put a hole in it. So that's why they created the floor, the foot pedal here, so we can be able to hit the drum without worrying about damaging it. So if you hear somebody that says, hey, kick the kick drum, okay, don't do that. Do not do that, all right? Cool. So these are basically the basic functions here and the basic setup here. There's drum sets come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. So there's not a setup that's any lesser or any more valuable than others. Of course, you have your brand names that, you know, just like clothes, you have your brand names that are a little bit more expensive, whatnot. But this is a Gretsch cantilever maple. I've had this since 2009. So, you know, this has been holding up pretty good for me for, you know, almost 10 years now, you know. So, yeah, so we staying right there with the Gretsch. All right. Now, let's transition real quick. Let's transition real quick before we get into our lesson here. There are some things that you may need. It's not a necessity, but there are some things that you may need. Of course, you'll need a pair of drumsticks, all right? A pair of drumsticks here. They come in many different shapes and sizes. Find one that's comfortable for you at your local music store, all right? You're going to need a drum pad, or if you got a snare, that's cool. A drum pad, a metronome as well. Now, when it comes to the metronome, that could be found on Google. You can just Google metronome, type that in, and there's free apps out there that you can use. And the purpose of a metronome is to help you with your timing, help you increase your speed and things of that nature. Now, growing up, I didn't have a metronome to be able to practice, but what I did, I just knew what I needed to do to practice through the various different sounds. So if I was like tapping my foot, this would be my metronome, da 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 da, like that. All right. So you got to get creative with this thing. Got to get creative with this. All right. So as I was stating earlier, those are just a few of the things that you need. I know some of you are probably saying that, hey, Mr. Thorne, I don't have drumsticks right now. How am I going to be able to do this? It's okay. Raise your right hand. Okay. Raise your left hand. All right. You can use these. You may not have drumsticks, but you can use these to do these patterns that we're going to be learning on today. So there's no excuses, no excuses, no excuses. Like I said, especially during this time that we're in right now, this is the perfect time to get creative with what you're trying to learn, different things like that. Whatever that you want to learn, you got to have that desire and that willingness to learn. And trust me, you'll make a way to make it happen. All right. So with that in mind, let's talk about one particular pattern, the single stroke roll. Now, like I said, this is, in my opinion, the easiest drum rudiment out of the 40 that's out there. And like I said, if you don't have your sticks, it's okay. It's okay. We can use our hands. For those that don't have sticks, real quick, just watch my hands here. And you may not have a snare or a drum pad. And those drum pads do come in handy if you don't want to make too much house, too much house. Those drum pads, those drum pads come in handy specifically when you don't want to make too much noise in the house. All right, you know, your parents might be watching their favorite television show. You want to be up in the house just, you know, going at it, you know. So if you're able to get a drum pad, that's cool. If not, hey, do what I did. I use pillows, and actually, pillows is one of the key factors that I use to help build up strength in my arms and in my wrists and help develop my speed as well, because it's a soft surface that you're playing on. And then, of course, when you play on that for so long, then when you get to something that has rebound to it, like a snare, you can feel that speed increase. It's kind of like training with weights. If you're familiar with training with weights, you know, you put those ankle weights on, you go out jogging or running for a few minutes, and then you take off the ankle weights and you feel lighter. It's the same way with playing on the pillow and then transition to playing on the snare. It gives you that same effect. All right. All right, so let's start off with the single stroke roll. It's a very simple pattern, very simple roll that everybody can learn. You probably see it right there at the bottom of your screen. You see the letters R, L, R, L, R, L, R, L. Those letters represent right, left, right, left. Right, left, right, left. It's right there at the bottom of your screen. Now, that's why I say you can use drumsticks or you can use your hands, because if we're using our hands, you may not have none of the materials that I have. You can use your hands and your legs. And the single stroke roll pattern is just as simple as this. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. That's simple. It's just that simple. Now, to translate that on the drum set real quick, let's go here. Got your drumsticks in hand. And, all right. That's it. Now, with that single stroke roll pattern, you can do so many different things with it. You can incorporate it into a rhythm where you're able to do like a solo or a freestyle with it. Or you can just keep that right there on the snare, that right, left, and just work on increasing your speed, because you can start off going right, left, right. Now, I know some of y'all, soon as you get on your drum set or as soon as you get some sticks, that's what you want to do. You want to start playing fast. And that's okay. But the best way to learn these rudiments is to start off slow. That's why it's essential to have you a metronome. If you can't physically buy the actual product from the store, like I said, you can go to your local Google Play store on your device and type in metronome, and then there it is right there for free. You don't have to pay anything. All right, just download the app. And like I said, with the metronome, it has different, they have different speeds in which you can play. So like if you start off at like a 69 or something, 69 kind of goes somewhere around like, it's like a clicking noise. So you just do speed right there. Or you can use your hi-hats. Go from there. And then there's many different ways to speed it up at that different tempo, and do different like patterns like this. Watch this. So I'm gonna keep it at that same tempo, but I'm just gonna speed up the roll within that same time signature and then within that same rhythm. So I'm doing like this. Now, some of you may be shaking your head like, nope, I don't get it. Nope, I don't understand. Okay, let me help you understand it real quick. I want you, it's real simple. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. We know math is involved. Now, we know math is a very essential skill that we need for everyday life. And like I tell so many of my different drummers that's aspiring to learn how to play drums, it's a little secret to this. It's a little secret to this. Come closer. Just a little bit closer. A little bit closer. If you know how to count, you can play drums. That's it. If you know how to play drums, if you know how to count, you can learn how to play drums. Just that simple. Because all it is 1, 2, 3, 4, right, left, right, left. If you can count, and I'm pretty sure everybody, if raise your hand if you count. Now, if you can't count, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We can work with you now. We can work with you. But as long as you can count, you can definitely do these patterns like this right here. All right. And remember, when it comes to these different patterns, it's just like, let's think about your daily routines real quick. Let's think about your day, because your routines that you do daily is just like patterns. All right. So like, what do you do every day the same way every day? Think about that for a moment. You had time to think? Cool. All right, so let me give you an example. Some of you may wake up, let's say 8:30 every morning to go walk your dog, come back in, feed the dog, all right? You may even cook yourself some breakfast, and then you may go and watch some TV. Now, that might be your pattern or your routine that you do every day. You don't need anybody to tell you how to do it because you're so used to doing it, all right? It's almost like it's second nature to you, right? Same thing with these patterns here, these single stroke roll, all right? The more you do it, the more it becomes second nature to you. And then once you just get on the drums and they say, hey, do a single stroke roll, you'll be like, okay. And you can do it just like that. So that's all that we're doing here. When you, like what you saw earlier, you saw me playing and you saw those rolls I was doing, you saw the grooves I was doing. Those are just patterns that I developed over time that it doesn't take much to say, okay, this is what I want to do, and I just do it. All right. So when it comes to playing drums, think about it like this. There's math involved, there's patterns involved. All you have to do is figure out the counts and then just play it on the drum set as you would like. And you got it. Just like that. I'm telling you, you can do this. Once again, let's pause real quick, because some of your confidence may have went down since we've started here. But once again, say, I will be able to learn how to play drums. There you go. You got to keep telling yourself. You got to keep telling yourself this. Because the more you keep telling yourself this, the more you keep building up that confidence in yourself. And the more you keep building up that confidence in yourself, the sky's the limit to what you can learn. Because having that confidence is just half the battle. All right, well, let's transition to the next thing here. Now, we're going to take that single stroke roll that we just learned. Once again, let me remind you what it was. Remember, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Remember, if you can't remember as the right, left, think about it as 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then check this out. If you think about it like that, then think about how you want to place those numbers around the drum set. So you know you want to start with the 1 with your right hand. So you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a pattern I just made right after that 4 count single stroke roll. All I did was put the numbers in different places. So where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So if I wanted to create let's say a solo out of that real quick, this is something I can do with it right here, using that same single stroke roll pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here comes the solo. All right, remember 1, then 2, 3, 4. See, there's many different ways that you can incorporate that in there. All right, there's many different. Now that's just one little rhythm I was able to create out of that particular single stroke roll. There's so many different things you can do with it, but that's just one. And like I said, it's with that single stroke roll, that 1, 2, 3, 4. Think about 1, 2. Come on, say it with me. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And there you have it. The single stroke roll. Now remember, that's just one of the 40. Let's work on that. Don't worry about the other 40 right now. Let's get this one down packed. We get this one down packed, and we can move to the next couple. All right. But that one right there, that's a good start for those that are aspiring to be drummers, to get that pattern down. All right. Real quick, what we're going to do, I'm going to play a piece for you real quick where I'm going to incorporate that single stroke roll into it along with some other things. So I hope you enjoyed this next track that I'm getting ready to play. Okay, here we go. all right. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that particular solo there. Like I said, I was able to utilize that single stroke roll around the drum set. If you didn't notice it, it may have been a little bit too fast to notice. What I basically was doing, I just right, left, right. All right, that's all I was doing. And then sometimes I was going from the hi-hat to the snare. I was right there, and it's all right, left, right, left. All right, left, right, left. Single stroke roll. Very, very, very easy to accomplish. Very easy to accomplish. Well, I hope one of the main things that you could take away from this, if not anything else, you may be saying, you know, drums is okay, you know, but I'm gonna try something else. It's cool. But whatever you want to try to learn, whatever instrument you want to learn, you got to have that confidence within yourself to be able to want to learn how to play whatever that instrument is. Hopefully it'll be drums. And hopefully it'll be drums, because this started off as a hobby for me when I was a kid, and now it's a career. So it's an amazing thing where something that can just be a hobby turns into a career. So it's a lot of things that you may be doing now that may just be a hobby now, but if you really put the work and the effort into it, it can possibly become a career when you get older. So real quick recap, we went over all the different types and aspects of the drums and their functions. We know that these are your cymbals. We got all the cymbals here. We got the toms. We got tom 1, tom 2, and the floor tom. All right. We got the snare drum, the bass drum, foot pedal, cymbal stands to help hold the drums and the snares and the cymbals up. So we got all those different aspects that work together to allow us to be able to do what we're able to do. And that's another valuable life skill right there, teamwork. You know, I know a lot of us like to do, some of us do our best work in an individual state sometimes, but sometimes you need teamwork. And in this particular case, when it comes to drums, each one of these pieces of drums work together to be able to produce the sound and those melodies and those harmonies that we're able to create during our performance. So, hey, these cymbals, the snare, the toms, all of them work together to be able to put together that beautiful music that we hear, whether it be on, you know, your MP3s, YouTube, on TV. They all work together. So I hope that you have been able to say to yourself today, you know what, Mr. Thorne, I'm gonna give that a try. I'm gonna give it a try. Give it a try. That's all I'm asking you to do. Give it a try. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, keep at it. Keep at it. I promise you, you keep working on it, you can get it down packed just like that. All right. So you got your materials that you need. All right. Like I said, if you have access to be able to get it, you want to get your drum pad. You want to get your metronome from right off the internet. All right. Get your drumsticks. All right. And then you're ready to go from there. And like I said, if you don't have any of those things, it's okay. You got your right hand, you got your left hand, you got your legs, or you got maybe even a desk or a countertop or something. As long as you can do that, if you got the pattern in front of you, all right, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. You got it right there, all right? So I appreciate y'all joining us on today. Thank you so much, and see you next time.